Hello and welcome to Between Sets with Church. Thanks for joining us today as we are in the heart of Barrie with Barrie's very own Heavy Petter. Welcome to the show.
Howdy. Thanks for having us.
Well, you're very welcome. It was a bit of a challenge trying to find this place, though. We stopped at Tim's, we used our GPS, and we eventually found it. It was,
really tucked away.
I probably could have just thrown my voice over the, couple houses away. We would have been in tune.
Just a few meters.
Yeah. No, thanks again for doing this. Greatly appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about the whole conception of the band. How did it start? When did it start?
So I think we started in 2016. So it was, so Corey and I moved into this house and we started jamming together, writing some songs, and then that eventually turned into an EP. And at that time it was, Corey was doing bass and drums on that EP since it was just the two of us. And then we were like, well, we could turn this into a band and like find someone else to drum. And luckily, our lovely neighbor next door was really cool. And as soon as we said we're looking for he's like, yep.
Yeah, finish.
And yeah, it came together pretty quickly. And then we started jamming, played a show not too long after that.
3 or 4 months after.
Recorded another EP, and yeah. Mm-hmm. So basically I just started off as Corey and I jamming together, and then yeah, thankfully the neighbor's a drummer.
Very good.
Did you find your neighbor drummer sort of along the same wavelength, music styles as what you guys were listening to as well, or interested in? Did it, yeah.
Well, you played a different type of punk rock before, though, right?
Yeah.
Hate punk a lot growing up and stuff, but yeah, and I was playing punk rock when they asked me, so I was like,
Yeah.
Perfect fit.
We've been in love ever since.
Yeah, nice. Neighborly love at that.
Yes.
So, what would you say separates this band from other punk bands? What makes it different? Tough question, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've been asked that before. I think our camaraderie kind of stands out. I think it helps that like we're not just bandmates, we are neighbors, we're friends, like we travel together, we do things together, we hang out when we're not having practice. We can get through any, like, I don't think we've had a band dispute. No, like...
Yeah, we navigate everything easily.
Yeah, it's been really, really easy. I hope that comes through in our music. Like, we're always like happy and like having fun on stage. So
yeah, you can certainly see you're all quite comfortable with each other, which is awesome. Yeah. No, that's great.
Maybe that. What do you guys think?
I agree. Yeah, all of the above. I concur.
Okay.
Have you noticed anything changing over the years with your styles or playing? Are you just developing more confidence all the time, or has the writing changed in any way at all?
Definitely the confidence I've noticed. I listen to, it's hard to listen to like early recordings, right? Because you're like, we sing differently now, and a lot of those songs, just because, we've matured as a band and like playing together, but also songs start to take a life of their own as you play them more and more and more right after you record it. So yeah.
Yeah, the songs morph a little bit. I mean, personally, more confidence too. Heavy Petter was my first band too, so it took a little while to learn how to play with people. So that was kind of new, but
yeah. I was going to ask: is there a secret to what you guys do as far as the camaraderie and everything goes, and longevity as well? Is it just the fact that you're neighbors and we heard the term family before a few times, but it's a little bit more than that, it seems like, with you guys?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a family band. I don't know.
It's just easy. There's no effort,
so
it's like, when you just
there's no drama. It's just like, hey, let's do this thing. All right.
Yeah, no drama. We just get along. Like Casey was saying, we hang out outside of here, outside of music, and it just
flows.
Like, it's just like you find your people, and we found our people.
Yeah, very thankful that way. It's been the three of us this entire time, and hanging out definitely helps because like you get to know each other on different levels. We still talk about the band and music when we're not jamming or playing shows, but it all helps.
With writing, I guess that would probably make it a lot easier too if you're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah, you know, our writing, we don't jam out a lot of our tunes. Like, they don't really come together that way. It's usually Corey brings a song that's fully written, or I will bring a song that's fully written, and then, you know, John will elaborate and tweak the drum parts for sure, or like we'll...
Sometimes it'll change quite a bit, right? You'll have some drum suggestions, which starts to lead
Emphasize
into a
different
bit of
parts.
structure changes to fit these other things.
Yeah,
which-
yeah, John, you're pretty good at
so-
like adding different structures and stuff.
Sometimes, like, you know, some of the older ones, I'll go back and listen to like my original demo, and I'm like, wow, has this song ever changed so much? It's still the same, but it just matured, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
I can't listen to the old stuff.
This is the first band I've been in where we didn't jam first and then like write the songs around it.
Yeah.
Them bringing the songs to the table and then molding it to be final is it's been fun, a challenge. It's been good.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
true.
use the tracking, previous tracks you've recorded? Do you use them for learning new songs, taking them and maybe expanding, or do you just kind of no?
No, just move
It's
forward.
usually just brand new all the time, yeah.
Whatever happens, a lot of it's just, you know, if I sit down to write a song, I can't write a song. It's gotta happen just
Oh, yeah.
that moment. It starts coming out, you just go with it.
Yeah. I'll go like,
Sometimes you come up with these awesome things and then they're gone. You just forget it.
yeah.
It sucks.
Like the first couple of years, I feel like we were on like a big writing kick, and like maybe COVID had something to do with this too, but like it's lost a little bit of drive throughout those few years, you know. And riffs come much easier to me than lyrics. So I might write a few riffs in a month, and then it takes me like a year to think of like something to say. So I'm definitely more influenced. My songwriting is influenced by what I'm listening to at
Okay.
the time also. So we have like some, straight up skate punk songs, maybe some more hardcore punk or garage punk. Yeah, little variations of punk.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
punk.
Well, I've certainly noticed that with your sets.
Roll out the clock, I'm ready to go. I got trouble on my mind, but I can't let it go. And I've been waiting all day to find the free, but the productivity's got all on me. I'm kind of know. Time to get my coffee. Fuck the lie, but the work. You didn't know. Got me straight, take a break. It's time to get a look. And there's so much on my life, it makes me sick. Watch out down the hours from now for the break. I gotta know. Time to get my coffee. Well, yeah. Blood, let's go. Time to pick, time to pick, time to get my coffee. Think I go with all the power, it'll do me good. Tell me what's inside, why you think I'm good? Hey, everything you said to me, it only comes a lot left for me to see. I gotta know. Time to pick up my feet. Well, lay out. Blood, let's go. Time to pick, time to pick, time to pick up my feet. Burning out for this 9 to 5, typing away as I slowly die from these burning screens with backlit keys that are slowly but surely killing me. And it's a constant deadline, leading to the objective, often falling into another perspective. That's why, time to pick, time to pick, time to pick up my feet, time to pick up my feet.
Is there one person that kind of takes the force with the writing, or is it pretty well a unified democratic system? Yeah.
We're definitely democratic in how like the song comes together in the end, but
Yep.
it's pretty much Corey and I 50-50 with like, here's the skeleton and
Yeah.
the lyrics for the song, and like let's flush it out.
And then run from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly.
Let's talk a little bit about Trancho tapes, if you don't mind, because it's a cool little side project that you guys have. Can you tell me a little bit more how it started, when it started, and what its objective is, and how it's really made a difference in the scene in Barrie?
Oh,
I
thanks.
know that's quite the
Thank you.
compliment, isn't it?
Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, so Corey and I started record label Tarantula Tapes in 2020. Yeah, so basically as soon as like COVID kicked off and we had all of this time, so Corey and I, he's still in a band called the Speed Humps, and I was playing with him at the time, and we had an EP to release. So we had bought a bunch of blank tapes and we were going to record dub them on our own. COVID happened, we just lost steam, and then a few months later we said, okay, we should finally put this out. And then Corey just said, yeah, we should like put another, like slap a logo on it and just call it under our label. I'm like, we don't have a label. He's like, we could have a label, anybody could have a label. So yeah, we just, I don't know, I came up with the name just like driving home from work one day.
It's a cool name. Yeah, I like that.
Thanks, yeah. And then it happened very organically and spontaneously. There was little to no planning, and our friend came up with a cool logo. And then we did that one release, and we thought, well, I mean, we could put out someone else's band this way. We know lots of friends in bands and lots of people who, don't have physical music out there, and we can help with that. And that it was also at that time a great way to stay connected to the scene, right? Because we were used to hanging out at the Fox, seeing everybody, playing shows. We were meeting a bunch of new people, and then like everything kind of died off. So it really kept us in touch with everybody. We met a bunch of new friends, new contacts. So, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And we kept doing it.
Do you sign the bands themselves, or do you kind of scout them, or do they come to you and say, hey, we'd like to get on your label? Both? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have people reaching out saying they want to do tapes or they want to work with us. And sometimes we'll approach a band and say, oh, we really like your music.
And
Do you want
everyone
to do some
seems
tapes?
to be quite happy with it.
Yeah, and we've been
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
so far, no complaints that we know of.
Yeah.
And we've been fortunate that everybody we've worked with has been really cool, and there's been no hiccups. It's been really nice, a really nice group of people, and there's a lot of bands and artists we've released over the past 3 years.
Yeah,
and
it's quite a
been
few.
kind of like this band. It's like it's been really smooth so far, and that's
Keep that
nice.
knock going. Yeah.
yeah.
And then also on the note of side projects, you guys also have other groups that you're involved with. A few. You guys want to explain a little bit your projects, and maybe Corey as well?
Yeah, you can go first, Sean. I'm talking a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with John for once.
I'm in another band called Bigfoot Portal Crisis. We're punk influence, like we have influence of ska, but our songs are very interesting. They're like conspiracy theories or just totally random things.
Excellent lyrics. Very
like
funny.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, like Bigfoot, or radioactive bees, or like, the murder hornet scare that came out. We have a song called Mutant Murder Hornets, so that one hasn't been recorded yet. But
Love it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what-
clever writing for sure.
Yeah, that's my side thing. We're a bit of a hiatus right now, but we're hoping to get back to it.
Good.
We all are.
Yeah, get back to it soon.
I play drums in a band called Speed Humps. We do more like hardcore punk, I'd say. I guess it's pretty aggressive. We just started recording a new album. We just tracked drums last weekend, so looking forward to getting that out. And, yeah.
Nice.
And you have a solo project.
I do solo stuff as well. I don't really. It's more of a studio project than
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
I've done a few live shows, but I record all the songs as a full band. Right, I play the drums and all the different parts. So I think if I'm going to do more shows, I want a full band behind me. And already being in two bands, I'm like, it's hard to find a time for a third. So
Yeah.
Who knows? It'll probably just remain a studio project. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe once I break up the band with these guys.
Yeah.
I'll have some
You
time.
can't leave.
Yeah.
And then I also play in a band called Angry Spells. We're kind of like grunge punk, witch punk. We do some like crusty sounding punk. We transcend a few genres. And we are looking to record an album over the winter as well. And then I started a solo project which is not punk at all. It is like stoner rock, kind of doom. You guys whispering about me?
It's awesome.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. It's this.
Novadol.
But yeah, so and that was recorded here in town by Dan Allen.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's very much a community affair. Like everything we're doing, like everyone's connected and everybody knows everybody, which is
It's
I guess
pretty
that's
cool
Barrie.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut soon to Romance in Hogtown. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the story behind that? There's got to be something pretty cool behind that title.
What I will say is it's a love song. It is a love song.
Okay.
About my time in Toronto.
Okay.
Just hold me. Just stay. Just hold me. Don't say no one. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just stay. Just hold me. Don't say no one. Just hold me. Hanging out on Queensdale Cat, whatever makes my heart beat Don't say whoa. Promise you won't be with. Just say, just hold me. Just say, just hold me. Just say no one, just hold me Writing in my diary, I feel it, you're with me.
We talked a little bit earlier about the community and how it's really embraced, and you guys too coming reasonably new to Barrie. Sometimes it's hard to break into that scene sometimes. How did you find it, Barrie, embracing your moving here and starting basically from scratch?
Yeah, well, I'm from Barrie originally, so I still knew people, but I didn't play any bands when I lived here before, so I was more of a spectator. You had been in several bands and you had played...
I'd played up here a bunch, but like 3 or 4 times maybe. But
Yeah, and then obviously you're from Barrie and have stayed here and played in several bands, so... and then obviously being a neighbor, like it was hanging out at the Fox, really. I mean, that's like the dive bar in town, right? So the hub. So just hanging out there, meeting people. Yeah, it was pretty easy, and I find.
Yeah, we met people very quickly.
Everyone was just super welcoming and like, oh yeah, we should totally jam sometime, or like as soon as they saw our band, oh that's great, we should play together sometime, or we should play a show together. Everybody just really embraced each other. It was nice. So yeah, it wasn't that hard to break through, thankfully.
It made moving to Barrie easy.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, you never know what to expect, especially moving to a smaller town than where you lived before. Mm-hmm. It was like, I don't know what's this going to be like.
Different
but,
feel from Toronto.
It was such a positive experience because of all the people I've met through
Yeah.
the music community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any shows that stand out in memory from the Fox days? Or just in general, actually?
There's been so many good times. I think the last show we ever played there, it was the Christmas show. December 2019.
Yeah.
It was us, the High Dives, and Cud Bear.
Yeah.
And it was cool. There was like crowd surfing. We like got into the crowd and like people. I was playing in the crowd and people around us, and it was just like high energy. We got this awesome group photo of like everybody in the bar came on stage, and we got like a photo.
That was a cool night.
That's one that sticks out. Maybe because it was the last one, I remember it, but I don't know, there's been so many.
Yeah.
What else? Maybe some out-of-town shows?
I mean, those are always fun. That time the Sudbury, the townhouse, when there was a
Christmas tree in the pit.
Christmas tree in the pit.
Yeah, the therapist, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a party.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was
That was the
Literally
scratchy.
throwing it around was funny.
Worst?
It was crowd surfing a
It smelled
giant
like pine
evergreen.
needles and BO. It was great.
Yeah, and it was like poking people in the face. It was like a big tree someone had just cut down and dragged over.
Holy, only in Sudbury.
And only by the therapist, I'm sure.
You guys got any recordings coming up? Plan?
Yeah, so we've been writing some more songs, and we're planning to record over the winter. Yeah, so definitely want to lock that in because we've got almost a full album. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
We have more
good.
than a full album.
there you go.
Yeah. Are you gonna? How are you gonna select that? Is there a process of cutting it down to?
Undecided. I guess we're
Yeah.
just going to feel it out as
Yeah.
we go.
Fits on the record.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up just recording everything, and if we decide it's too much for
Yeah,
an album, or there's a couple songs we're not happy with the performance, maybe save them for a compilation or an EP or something.
Splits, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do splits with other bands.
The song "Hey Me, It's Me." What's that about?
Just being inside your own head.
Okay. I
Your
kind of
inter-
thought that listening to
The
it.
internal conversation that goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Kind of keeping in tune and yeah.
Yeah, just all the weird things that go on in there that do not go on out here.
What you're really thinking.
Yeah. Sometimes lots, sometimes nothing.
Sometimes nothing's not a bad thing either. It's less stressful.
Yeah.
Come let me know when it's time to take it off.
you're sitting in my seat, what would you want to ask yourself or your former bandmates? See, you thought it was going to be an easy one when we were talking about
Oh,
last
this is
Saturday,
good. This is
didn't you?
good.
Is this a question to all three of us?
Yeah.
Oh no! Why'd you open that can of worms? I
Yeah.
don't know what
What would I want to ask
Yeah.
myself or my bandmates?
Yeah.
I'd be
Or
asking
what
about
would
that.
you ask the band itself? What would you think people would want to know about the band?
I always like to know the writing process, and which we kind of already went over, and just like how people are connected in the scene and other bands they've played in, or how the band forms. So I think you nailed a lot of it, but I don't know. What about you guys?
I'm often interested in bands, just their sound, right? You know, like
Oh yeah.
you don't see a lot of, you see a lot more of it now, but for a long time you didn't see a lot of like orange gear in the punk community, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
You know, using distortion on the bass and sour overdrive, it should be, but you know, it just like certain things that like have evolved over the years, right? We sound a lot different now, but we've kind of, like every band, you're always chasing tone, right?
Yeah.
So
Good answer.
Yeah.
I think that's
Good question.
something that's changed a lot about our band.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's something you're always trying to perfect, right? There is
Yeah.
no.
But I think
Yeah.
I think I've achieved my final destination.
You're in your
on
final
the base
form?
that I want for this band. This is my final form. Final Fantasy 23. Yes.
That's good.
Now they have to put me in the game when they make it.
Yeah.
Yes, we can be the soundtrack to the next Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it, any advice you guys can give to other bands, younger bands that are starting off? I ask this question a lot because it's always different answers.
Don't be a jerk. Do not be a jerk. No one's going to want to work with you. Nobody wants to be around that. Be supportive.
Be cool. Be nice.
Yeah, share your contacts, share advice, like invite other people to play your shows, recommend another band that you've seen or recommend a band that you like, invite them to play with you, just anything that you would want for yourself, yeah.
What's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Someone wants to book or general
Our
information?
agent. No, just
Okay.
kidding.
Are we looking at her? Yeah.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Bandcamp, Spotify, like all of the streaming services. You can go to tarantulatapes.ca. That's where all of our bands are on.
HeavyPetter.com.
Okay.
We have a heavypetter.com.
It goes to our band camp.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, pretty much all the
Much
socials.
easier to
stuff.
remember. Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks again. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks,
It
Ian.
was
This is great.
great to see you guys again.
Yeah.
You as
And
well.
I'll probably see you again, probably tomorrow walking the dog or doing something anyway.
Yep.
Thanks again.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.